Man, just saw a nice little fight. Dillian Whyte versus Povetkin. Wow. That's all I can say when it comes to the fight. Um, when both guys came in, they both looked pretty good as far as like being in shape. Dillian Whyte looked kind of sloppy in his last fight that he had, or the fight that he had in Saudi Arabia. This particular fight, he looked good. Like, he looked really in shape. I was like, all right. I was like, he's back to to his normal form. Alexander Povetkin, a couple of fights, he's been looking a little bit sloppy too. But this fight, again, he looked like he was in shape too. They both looked like they were really, really in shape. And they both looked like they understood, the magnitude of this particular fight. Dillian Whyte was doing good. He was throwing a jab. He was throwing his hooks. He was staying calm. He was staying relaxed. His corner made sure that, he didn't push the issue too much. Made sure he didn't overexert himself. Yet Povetkin actually was doing the complete opposite. Povetkin was just like going for broke, just throwing haymakers, just going ham. And I mean going ham hard. And I'm now sitting there like, yo, what is wrong with this dude? Like, he needs to calm the F down. Just go to the body a little bit. Try to dodge some of these punches. And don't leave yourself so freaking goddamn wide open. But he just kept doing it, coming, throwing these combinations, trying to put everything into his punches as if, he's just basically trying to get this knockout. And I'm like, he keeps this up, man, he's going to gas himself out. He needs to calm down and relax a little bit with it. And in his flurries, boop, boop, Dillian Whyte catches him. He drops to the ground. They do the count. He gets up. He's good. Later on, boop, he gets caught again. And when he got caught the second time, like, Jesus, like, what is wrong with this dude? He needs to calm the F down. He's overexerting himself. And Dillian Whyte was pretty much doing what he's supposed to do. He wasn't going wild. He wasn't going crazy in there. He was very poised. He was very relaxed. He was very calm. He was doing everything that you're supposed to do in there. Everything you're supposed to do in there. He was looking real good. And after that second knockdown, I was like, you know what? It might be a wrap for Povetkin. This might, it might be it for him. And, because he's not calming down. Then, ironically, that's when he decides to calm the F down. He decides to relax a little bit, and he places that left hook. He placed that punch. It just hit him clean. Caught Dillian Whyte clean, right on the chin. Dillian Whyte went down. Ref looked at him and was like, oh, it's a wrap. And he just waved the flag. And it's kind of ironic. Like, the ref just waved it like that just due to the fact that we all saw the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder fight. When Deontay Wilder caught Tyson Fury the same exact way. Tyson Fury was laid out the exact same way. But Tyson Fury got a long 10 count. He got a super long 10 count, So, I'm just thought that part was interesting. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. Everybody pretty much this year has taken a major loss in the heavyweight division, I would say, except for Tyson Fury. And he should have, like, the last 2 years or so, he should have. In that first Deontay Wilder fight, that should have been a loss. Definitely. Even the second fight that he had with his face split up the way that it was, against Otto Wallen or whoever it was, whichever guy it was. That particular fight, that fight should have been stopped. Any other else besides Nevada, that fight's getting stopped, just due to how huge the cut was on his eye. But he got the benefit of the doubt in both situations, and he was able to come back in both situations. So right now he's the top dog right now. I would say right now it's Tyson Fury. And we kind of got to see what happens when he fights Deontay Wilder. I'm not sure when that fight's going to happen. I'm thinking probably going to end up happening in the end of the year. I guess if not, the beginning of next year somewhere. But I don't think there's really any point of waiting until the first half of next year, because I don't see a situation where crowds are going to be able to go to events then anyway. So, because of that, might as well just happen in December. Who cares? But that's the only other big fight where we got to kind of see what happens. Anthony Joshua is supposed to be defending his IBF championship belt I'm not sure if that's even going to happen, just due to the fact that Anthony Joshua's his legs all messed up. I think it tore his ACL or something like that. So due to that, it might be a situation where Pulev ends up fighting somebody else, kind of like for an interim bout or something like that. They might order something like that, and then Usyk might end up, I'm guessing, maybe have Usyk fight for interim belt as well, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to happen, what's going to happen, because he has 3 belts, and nothing has really been said about if and when he's gonna be able to come back. When, not if, not really if, but when he's gonna be able to come back. If he's gonna be able to come back this year. Haven't heard anything about that whatsoever. So because of that, that fight might also be a little sketchy. The one thing I always say about it in the heavyweight division, man, one punch will change everything. Just one freaking punch can change everything in a fight. Deontay Wilder was losing against Tyson Fury. Boom, he caught Tyson Fury once with a knockdown that they didn't call. But then he ended up catching him again. That one they did call. And then he caught him another time, and those two knockdowns ended up giving him a draw. In the second fight that he had against Tyson Fury, caught him with that shot with that right hand. Boom! And once that one shot landed, it just changed everything when it came to that fight. Deontay Wilder was never the same after that. After that one major hit, that right he caught. Never was the same again. Anthony Joshua was the same thing. He got caught in the head by Andy Ruiz. After that, changed the whole complexion of that boxing match. Changed everything that pertained to that boxing match completely. And in this particular fight, it was the same thing. It looked like Dillian Whyte was in full control. He looked like he was good, just like Anthony Joshua looked like he was good. Anthony Joshua looked like he had everything in control with the Ruiz fight. Dropped Ruiz down and everything. Everything looked like it was good, but then just one shot, man. That's the one thing that separates the heavyweight division from any other freaking division, man. These guys are so big. Their hands are so heavy. Your brain is still the same size as everybody else's, though. Their heads are still the same as everybody else's, though. But you got these monsters, man. That are coming and catching you with shots. One shot can change the complexion of a whole match. And it doesn't matter who it is. You could be fighting some low-tier ass dude. You know what I mean? If he ends up getting lucky and catching you, that's your tail. Especially in the heavyweight division. That's your tail. And that's what happened to Dillian Whyte today. Me personally, I think it's one of those knockouts where you just need to relax and you need to take some major time off. This is a guy who's been dropped a whole bunch of times. This is a guy who's been hurt a lot of times. This is not the first time he's been hurt. It's not the first time he's been knocked out. So due to that, it's not the first time he's been dropped. We've seen him, he's pretty much been touching that canvas almost every year. So I think with him, he needs to take a good long full year off. He needs to take a full year off, but not a year where he ends up getting all out of shape and fat and things of that nature. Just one full year where you stay working on your game, keep your diet on point, nutrition on point, doing your running, doing your sparring, not just sparring, but doing your mitts, your bag work. Just putting in, just working on your craft, working on your skill, but staying in shape, staying in super shape, but taking a full year off to let your brain heal, at least a year. Because this guy, right now, with the many times that he's been concussed, how many times he's hit the canvas, it gets to the point where you have to think about his future, and what his future might be like after boxing. Having all the money in the world don't mean ish, when you're in a corner, facing a vegetable just shaking. It means absolutely nothing if you're in that space. So, he needs to think about maybe taking some time off. I wouldn't, maybe even retiring, to be honest. Hopefully he got his money right. Hopefully he got his money situated. Hopefully he's invested, got some good investments, whether it be real estate, whether it be other businesses, whatever, something that's bringing them a good amount of residual income in on a monthly basis. Hopefully that's what he's done. Is that what he's done? I don't know. But hopefully that's what he's done. Wish both guys nothing but the best. Povetkin now is the mandatory for the WBC. And he gets the winner of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Ain't that something, man? It's crazy the way things work. But wish both guys the best. Hopefully they both stay healthy. Hopefully they'll both come out of this, good. Because sometimes, bouts end and then people end up, all of a sudden they're in a coma and they don't end up making it out. So hopefully that's not one of these situations, and hopefully both guys, are good and healthy. Because at the end of the day, they all got families in this. And at the end of the day, you want them both to go back to them. But for now, like, subscribe, share. I'm out.